What's going on, y'all? Today we got using numbers to find out who had the best game in NBA history. Let's get into it.
Last week, Damian Lillard had the performance of his career. On November 8th, Lillard dropped a career-high and franchise record 60 points in a loss against the Brooklyn Nets. 60 points on 58% shooting and a perfect 15 for 15 from the line.
This is a different game of the 71?
Incredible.
That is different.
In fact,
I didn't know that.
This stat line is so impressive, it ranks as the 54th best individual performance in modern NBA history. Well, his game ranks as the 54th highest game score since the introduction of the stat. See, game score is an interesting statistic. Created by John Hollinger in the early 2000s, game score is an all-encompassing number that accounts for everything a player does in a game. Everything. If it is a recorded stat, the game score takes that into account. From points to field goal attempts and makes to turnovers and fouls. For reference, an average game score is 10, a good game score is 20, and an excellent game score is 30. Lillard's 60-point performance earned him a whopping game score of 46.8. Unfortunately, in order to calculate a game score, all basic stats must be tracked, so games prior to the 1978 season are not included. With that being said, there are bound to be things that this stat does not reflect. A 3-point buzzer beater to win a game is more significant than a 3 to open up the game, but in the game score, both of these shots hold the same value. So, although it doesn't tell us how impactful a player's performance was, it does tell us how great a player's performance was statistically. So, out of over 40,000 NBA games since 1978, who had the most dominant one? Well, to put into perspective how incredible a game must be to crack just the top 100, Larry Bird currently holds.
Yo, Balfour, y'all, this video from like a year ago. That's why he don't know Dame dropped 70. Just now, like just recently. Players been dropping 70, 60. Yo, it's been going on, man. I don't know.
Since the stat was
they gotta let these boys play some defense,
on March 12th,
man.
1985, when he dropped 60 and 7 on 61% shooting and had a game score of 44.8. So, if this stat line warrants the 100th spot, what do the top 10 look like? Before we answer that question, let's dive into some of the more interesting best games ever. On December 13th, 1994, an average NBA player by the name of Willie Burton had the game of his life when he dropped 53, 8, and 3 on 63% shooting. Willie managed to score 53 points on just 19 shots. In the best game he would ever play in his entire life, Burton achieved a game score of 49.6. Willie Burton has career averages that are, well, average. But on that night, Mans was playing like one of the greatest players ever. A similar event happened to 76ers guard Dana Barros back in March of 1995. Barros, another average NBA player, morphed into prime Wilt Chamberlain for a night when he dropped 58 and 6 on 80% shooting. What's even crazier is that Barros was just 5'10 and shot only 2 free throws that night. But the madness does not end there. As if this game wasn't crazy enough, at the time, our good old friend Willie Burton was on the same team as Barros. What are the odds of that? The only two relatively unknown players in NBA history to earn a game score of over 40, and they were on the same team during one of those games. But as far as average players having exceptional performances, that's it. Every other player to earn a top 100 game score is either a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, or a perennial All-Star. So, out of over 40,000 NBA games that tracked a game score, which one was the highest, and by who? In November of 2017, LeBron James piled up a stat line for the record books. 57, 11, 7, 3, and 2 on 65% shooting while sinking all 9 of his free throws. The Cavs got the win and LeBron achieved a game score of 53.2, one of the highest game scores ever,
That's tough.
but only good for 9th all-time. In fact, his current teammate Anthony Davis has posted a higher game score in his career. In 2016, while facing off against the Pistons, a 22-year-old Anthony Davis put up 59 and 20 on 71% shooting, 1 point shy of a 60-20 game, and a game that would earn him a game score of 53.9, good for 8th best all time. But one of the most spectacular performances in NBA history came 3 seasons ago from a young Devin Booker when he lit up the Celtics for 70 points. The kid was just 20 years old,
like
and
3 more since then, bro.
70 points. Add that to
3
his
more
8
this
rebounds,
season.
6 assists, and 3 steals, while shooting 53% from the field and sinking 24 of 26 free throws, and you have a game score of 54.5, the 6th highest of all time. But LeBron, AD, and Booker were all surpassed last season by a man who seems to have a historic night every other night. On January 30th, 2018, James Harden achieved the highest game score of any active NBA player when he put up a stat line straight out of a game of 2K. A 60-point triple-double. More specifically, a 60-11-10 triple-double with 4 steals, 63% shooting, and a game score of 56.6. This is a once-in-a-generation type game, virtually a perfect game. But somehow, the Rockets still lost, and even more shocking, this game ranks only 4th all-time in game score. In 1990, Karl Malone had a game that we would later know to be the greatest game of his prolific career. In a near 50-point blowout against the Bucks, Karl Malone scored 61 points, grabbed 18 rebounds, dished out 2 assists, and picked 3 steals while shooting a ridiculous 81% from the field. A dominant performance across the board, and one that would earn him the 3rd highest game score in NBA history of 60.2. Since 1978, only 2 players have had a better game. And I'm sure you can guess what one of those games is. It's January 22nd, 2006. The Lakers are playing the Raptors at home. In the month leading up to the game, Kobe Bryant was averaging 42 points. He was playing on a completely different level, but no one was aware of what they would soon witness that night. Because over the next 48 minutes, Kobe Bryant would score more points in a single game than any other player in modern NBA history. 81. A total we have yet to see any player approach since. And to add to his onslaught of buckets, Kobe
they getting close
6
though, man.
rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals while shooting 61% from the field and sinking 18 of his 20 free throws.
On his head,
a performance that would define the Black Mamba. A night that would earn him a game score of 63.5. But if 81 points is only good for
what's
the
number
2nd
one,
best game
man?
since
I ain't gonna lie.
What could possibly
I ain't gonna lie,
be
bro. I don't even know.
Bennett backs off another step.
I should have known, man.
Step and Michael took him to dribble the ball. He's so good.
Butter.
Jordan gets Elo airborne. That's the pick from Purdue from long range. Jump shot. This will be good. Jordan over Price. That's what they've done.
Damn.
Price went for the steal.
Damn.
Jordan, he got away from him from 17 for his 59th and 60th points. He's got him.
Cleveland is absolutely shell-shocked right now. They can't believe that Michael Jordan can continue to do this to him. This has been unbelievable.
69 points for Michael Jordan.
You are watching, statistically, the greatest game since the introduction of GameScore. On March 28th, 1990, Michael Jordan amassed the best stat line of his entire career. 69 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals on 62% shooting and 91% from the line. A game that would earn him the highest game score ever recorded of 64.6. To put into perspective how great this game was, there has only been one player in modern NBA history to record a 60-20 game. Michael Jordan, a 6'6", 190-pound shooting guard, nearly posted a 70-20 game while shutting down the court on the defensive end. I mean, it's only fitting that the greatest player of all time has the greatest game of all time. Here's a list of the top 10 highest game scores since 1978. 4 of which came from active players.
Sheesh.
Surprisingly, no centers cracked the top 10, but of the 8 players that did, 4 of them are shooting guards and 3 are power forwards. Michael Jordan and James Harden are the only players that have multiple spots in the top 10. When looking at the top 100 game scores of all time, one player stands far above the rest. And to no surprise, it's MJ. Jordan has 18 of the top 100 game scores in NBA history, 13 of which came in a 2-year span between 1987 and 1989. The player with the second most top 100 games is James Harden, and it has taken him 10 seasons to achieve 8. Jordan piled up 13 in 2 seasons. David Robinson produced 6 of the top 100 games since the game score was introduced, and Kobe Bryant has produced 5. Even the best players to ever play may see just a few all-time games in their entire career. Take a look at this. From 1995 to 2014, a 20-year window, the entire NBA produced 32 all-time great performances. From 2015 to 2019, a 5-year window, the NBA has produced 29 all-time great performances. Over the last 5 seasons, NBA players have had nearly as many historic games as the prior 20 seasons.
And it's getting more and more. I'm telling you, there's been 370 Bulls this season already, right?
Either defense is getting worse, offense is getting much better, or a little bit of both. But these are just regular season games. What about in the playoffs? I mean, 50 points in the playoffs would undoubtedly be greater than 50 points in a regular season matchup. So, who has the highest game score of any playoff game? It's not Kobe, it's not Harden, and it's not Michael.
It's not Mike?
1994, in the first round of the playoffs,
that's crazy. I thought it was going to be Mike at 63.
Piled up the highest game score since the stat was introduced. In a win against the Golden State Warriors, Charles Barkley scored 56 points, 24 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on 74% shooting. A night that would earn him a game score of 52.6. In fact, Barkley's performance was so dominating that night that he's the only player to ever achieve a playoff game score higher than 50. Oddly enough, Michael Jordan is the only player that has a top 10 regular season game score and a top 10 playoff game score. No other player since the introduction of the game score has a top 10 dominating performance in both the regular season and the playoffs.
It just like, it just goes to show, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Mike is the GOAT, man. I ain't gonna lie. It goes to show. It's right in front of us, y'all. Everything we watch. Oh, it's saying who has the best record, who has the best this, and it just every time it's Michael Jordan. Like every time, it just, bro. Come on, bro. That guy different, man. You got to be the GOAT. Bro. You got every record. Oh, come on, bro.
So who had the greatest game of all time?
Well,
according to game score, that would be Michael Jordan. If we are referring to when it matters most in the playoffs, it's Charles Barkley. Let me know in the comments below, what was the best NBA game you've ever watched? Any surprises on this list? Be sure to subscribe to...
I want to see a video of him doing with the new performances. I want to see where those rank all time now. Those probably mad high as well, but it's like, man, that shit, I don't know, bro. I don't know. If y'all enjoyed though, man, y'all know what to do. Make sure you click on this reaction right here, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Links in the description, man. And I'm out of here.